I'm Mrs. Johnson, and this is Mabel again. And we are going to be reading chapter 21 from Louis Sachar's story, Sideways Stories from the Wayside School. And we are reading with permission from HarperCollins Children's Books and Scholastic Books. And my version is illustrated by Julie Brinklow. Chapter 21 is called Ron. And here he is. Ron had curly hair and little feet. I want to play kickball, he said. You can't play, said Terrence. Get out of here, said Dee Dee. Scram, said Jason. I want to play kickball, said Ron. Well, you're not playing, said Terrence. Beat it. Ron stomped across the playground to the hopscotch area. Jenny was playing hopscotch with Louis. Jenny was on 9. Louis was still on 4, but it was his turn. I want to play kickball, said Ron. So, go play kickball, said Louis. Terrence won't let me play, said Ron. Louis walked with Ron to the kickball field. Hey, what about our hopscotch game, Jenny said. You win, said Louis. I just beat Louis in hopscotch, Jenny announced. Leslie, Rondi, and Allison flocked around her. Hey, Louis, Damien shouted. Do you want to play kickball? All right, said Louis. Ron and I will both play. No, said Terrence. Ron isn't playing. Anyone who wants to play can play, said Louis. No, we can't, said Terrence. It's my ball. It isn't your ball, said Louis. You gave it to me, said Terrence. I gave it to you to share, said Louis. If you can't share it, you can't have it. Oh, all right, said Terrence. But I get to pitch. Ron and I will stand everybody, Louis announced. All right, said Jason. We'll kill him. We'll murder him, said Dee Dee. We'll smash him, said Myron. We'll see, said Louis. Ron pitched, and Louis played the other 8 positions. 20 minutes later, they finally got 3 outs. The score was 21-0. Ron was up first. Infield in, shouted Damien. Everybody stood within 10 feet of home plate. All right, Ron, Louis shouted. Kick it over their heads. Ron kicked the ball. Only 3.5 feet. Todd picked it up and threw him out. Louis was up. Everybody ran back to the edge of the outfield. Still, Louis kicked the ball over their heads for a home run. Everybody ran all the way back in again for Ron's up. He kicked the ball only 2 feet. Dee Dee tagged him out. Louis kicked another home run. Then Ron kicked the ball a foot and tripped over it on his way to first base. 3 outs. Ron and Louis held the other team to only 5 runs the next inning. That was because the bell rang. Lunch was finally over. Louis and Ron lost 26-2. Ron had had a wonderful time. The next day, Ron said, I want to play kickball. You can't play, said Terrence. Get out of here, said Jason. Scram, said Dee Dee. I want to play kickball, Ron told Louis. Louis walked with him to the kickball field. Ron and I will stand all of you. Everybody liked the teams. Ron pitched while Louis played the other 8 positions. They lost 57-2. After the game, Louis took Ron aside. Listen, Ron, he said. Why do you always want to play kickball? You can't kick, you can't field, you can't even run to first base. You just get smashed every game. Hey, now wait a second, said Ron. Don't go blaming it all on me. You're half the team too. You're half the team too, you know. And with that, he punched Louis in the stomach. And he punched a heck of a lot harder than he kicked. And that is the end of chapter 21. Bye.